Hello, everybody. Sunday Funday is back, and she's just a pretty thing to stand next to me. Well, sit next to me, but
That's it. I have nothing to contribute. I did not see this. I had to work.
yeah, she can bounce off me every now and then. And also, it doesn't help. You've not seen any of these movies. Because as you can see, I saw Jason Bourne, because we're going to take Angry Video Game Nerd's idea going, we're just going to put their name, and then we're going to put their date of birth, and then social security number. Oh, but yes, I have seen the new Jason Bourne movie with older Matt Damon and Paul, I can't keep a camera still, Greengrass. I don't know if you've ever seen any Paul Greengrass movie. Of course, did the first 3 Bourne movies, and he also did Green Zone, oddly enough, with Matt Damon. And he's kind of famous for the shaky cam action footage. I know you're just now even more looking forward to it. So, what did I think about this movie? I give it a hard meh. It's really hard to kind of pin down this movie concretely. Is that a good word? I guess. But it's hard to pin down my exact thoughts about it. I didn't hate this movie, but after walking out of it, I felt nothing towards this movie. It's like, alright, well, that was a way to kill 2 hours. I mean, there are some parts of this that are very intricate, that required obviously a lot of work to be able to pull off. Such as there are at least 2 different scenes where Matt Damon is being chased by different, as they call them, assets, pretty much assassins. We're trying to kill him. And man, Julia Stiles at one point. Yeah, Julia Stiles is in this movie for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, I recently found out her character was originally going to be killed in the first movie.
Yeah, and then they killed her in this instead. Surprise, Julia Stiles dies. But you could tell that in trailers. But, like I said, there's some very technically impressive things, like Matt Damon weaving in around this crowd, and some of the chase scenes are pretty neat looking. Though, again, this feels like this movie got padded. Or, again, this is the first time I'm mentioning this. But it feels like this movie was padded throughout parts, thanks to the fact that it does these similar scenes twice. It does a chase scene. Mostly because the Bourne Identity was very famous for its chasing when Matt Damon stole a police car or something like that. And, you've seen the scene pretty much where it's Blues Brothers level of destroying everything.
I'm guessing not nearly as comedic.
Oh no, and also it doesn't help that Paul Greengrass is constantly the camera around. It's like, sit down, Paul. Get your hands off. 5 seconds. And here it kind of gets a little distracting. It's not as distracting as I was fearing it was going to be. Like in Green Zone, a movie that is woefully, actually, strangely bereft of truth. It's supposed to be based on true events, but it has nothing to do with anything true that happened. Oh, darn. Totally tried to hop on something and ended up swinging and missing. But in that, it was actually very distracting, because there were scenes that it was just 2 people talking to each other, like it would be you and me, but the camera's like the guy has cerebral palsy, can't keep still. He also has Parkinson's or something. I hate to constantly use the joke, is Michael J. Fox operating the camera? Just won't sit still. Here, it does somewhat do that, but it's more in a lot more panoramic views. Like at one point when Julia Childs. Yeah, they brought her back. Somehow she's alive and she's kicking ass, but Lord. I don't know, I'll make her the guy from Brain Dead. Or Dead Alive, depending upon your opinion. But Julia Stiles.
Second time.
Yeah, second time in a row, pretty much.
Uh-huh.
She's walking across this snowy area in Iceland because she's going to this hacker's den to figure out information about I can't remember what it's called. It's like Treadwood or something like that. It's the program that Matt Damon was put under to become Jason Bourne. Because Jason Bourne's not his real name. His name's actually David Webb. There's a whole big thing about that. But, like, in Green Zone, it would have shook like we were in an earthquake the whole time. But this time, it's a lot steadier. It still looks documentary-ish, even though it's not a word, which is what Paul Greenwood just jizzes all over.
Greengrass?
Yeah, Greengrass. Greenwood, Greengrass. I had a plant. But it's something he likes to do. But here it looks a lot more authentic. It's not as distracting. Because in Green Zone, it just was completely distracting. When that was constantly happening, you're like, just please sit the camera still.
He directed United 93.
Yeah, and also that movie as well does have that very shaky cam footage, though it makes a lot more sense in that
works.
Because it's a very claustrophobic movie that takes place almost entirely within an airplane.
He also directed Captain Phillips.
Yeah, I've seen Captain Phillips. Yes, that movie is... oh, God, does it have a lot of that shaky cam crap. And there's times you're like, wait, well, I think we're looking at the side of a boat right now. I don't know. In Captain Phillips, you realize the guy... Because it's about the Somalian pirates who...
Yeah, I know what it's about.
Yeah, you realize that captain was retarded. Hey, third time in a row I've used the word retarded in the video, but oh well, who cares? But yeah, you realize he was a complete nerd dumbass because he led them into that. And it's like, wait, what? It's like, we could have went around more safer. Nah. Pretty much that was his idea. Nah. It's alright. It's alright. I got it. Instead, he just, no. Damn pirates. But, and also, it's something strange. Paul Greengrass, the first 3 Bourne movies, first one, quite a bit of action, a bit of espionage, really good mix of them. The second one, a little bit more espionage and a lot less action, but still, I think, a fairly decent enough movie, even though it was starting to get a little convoluted, to say the least. Third one, I think, probably hit nearly the closest that any of them have come in terms of action and espionage, though it was trying to solve everything, or was trying to wrap everything up, and sort of like Pirates of the Caribbean 3, where it was trying to wrap everything up, it was trying to tie up so many loose ends that the movie did feel a little overstuffed. Because I like Pirates of the Caribbean 3, but I will admit that movie is an over-busting hot pocket of a mess at times. But it works, and the third Bourne movie kind of works, even though it's even more convoluted because it's so much spy crap.
Kind of busting at the seams.
Yeah, it's really, it is, you can see the issues here and there, but I can still have a lot of fun with the movie. This movie, the reason why I'm so mad, like I said, it's technically impressive, and there is some good action here and there, but it's just overloaded with all this nonsense and the stuff I don't care about. And it doesn't help the fact that where Bourne Identity, tongue is not working at all with my brain today.
You're being like me, like I was yesterday. Like words are hard.
Yeah. But in Bourne Identity, the movie starts immediately, Matt Damon doesn't know who he is. Like, it starts like in the first 5 minutes, he doesn't know who he is. Alright, cool. Got the plot going, we're moving forward. And the whole trip is him trying to figure out who he is and why he knows how to fight people. This, it really doesn't start till Julia Stiles. I'm about to call her Julia Childs. This is why I stuttered for a second. I was like, whoa, not Childs. She's dead. She was a cook. And she was hilarious. But it doesn't really start till she meets up with Matt Damon and really gets killed off very quickly. And all it is just him going to figure out about his father. Correct me if I'm wrong, if y'all want to in the comments or anything. I haven't seen the Bourne movies in forever. Of course, the last one I saw was Bourne Legacy, which is really, it was okay. It was a movie at two halves. First half, nothing fucking happened throughout it. Then in the last half, everything actually happened. And it was like, alright, now the plot's actually moving. It was strange. Pardon me. But this movie, like I said, nothing happens till Julia Stiles pretty much gets killed, where he's deciding to go after his... Supposedly he learns about his dad was killed by Treadstone and all this. I don't remember. Maybe that was mentioned in the other movies. I don't remember if it was. But I don't think it was. And I think it was just a plot device they decided to throw in this so they could give Tommy Lee Jones a reason for Matt Damon to be mad at him. Other than the fact they keep going after him. Though that brings up a plot hole in the fact that in the last movie, they were no longer going to go after him because he exposed so much of them. Because he exposed all these other agents who were doing all these other heinous things. He exposed the the Black Ops thing that he worked for, Treadstone, I think is what it's called. He leaked all this information. Sure, Julia Stiles technically helped him with it, but still he did it. And pretty much the CIA was torn apart by it. This is the best way to put it. Pretty much bureaucratically. Like, pretty much every little house and this or that learned that, like this senator learned they were looking at him for no reason. And they shouldn't have. They were overstepping their bounds. Here, it acts like that didn't happen. It's like, it did, but it didn't. It's like, okay, like, yes, Matt Damon exposed him, but it seemed to have no effect. They're still being shady. They're still doing Black Ops stuff. And it doesn't make sense. And that's an issue with this movie, that it's trying to go so much in this deep espionage crap that it's burying itself under this heady amounts of just, oh yeah, we need all this crap that we need to pretty much have technobabble to explain it. It's worse than Blacklist Season 2. Or Blacklist Season 2 was utterly destroyed, and Season 3, from what I've heard, is completely killed by all the unnecessary who's double-crossing this person, who's doing this, and who's doing that against this person.
Yeah, season 3, I wasn't able to watch it, but I looked up recaps. And, yeah, very convoluted the stories are. Mm-hmm. It's also, they could set up a freaking spin-off, like, who gives a shit? With, Tom and Elizabeth.
Yeah.
It's like, who gives a shit? It's like, the only reason why people watch The Blacklist because of
Elizabeth Keane and James Spader, who I'm sorry, I can't remember his characters' names, their interactions and whatnot. And also James Spader.
James Reddington.
Yeah. Well, that's also...
Well, really James Spader, really.
Well, that's also the issues that plague completely most of NBC's, espionage thrillers. What's the name of that show with the lady who played Lady Sif from the Thor movies?
Oh, Blind Spot.
Yeah, Blind Spot. That show is completely unwatchable because there is so much of these convoluted, who's betraying this person. I don't care after a while. I'm like, just shoot someone. You know what? Nuke. Boom. Carnival. Let's just end it that way. Who gives a shit at this point?
That's your solution to everything, isn't it?
Yes, that's a perfect way to end every show. I don't care if every show from here on out ends with a nuke. Jimmy Neutron ended with a nuke. Oh, it'd be awesome. Best show ever. Hey, there will be no coming back from that. But...
Did you say Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah, Jimmy Neutron.
Is that still going on?
No, I don't think it is. I was just making a joke. I found some kid's show. I'm like, hey, that one. Yeah, I think Jimmy Neutron, or Chowder. There we go. That's one that's currently going on. Don't ask. Chowder is mind-meltingly dumb. But...
Well, a lot of stuff nowadays is. Or at least for kids.
Yeah. But, like the shows that we mentioned, Blacklist, Blind Spot, I wouldn't be surprised if some writers or producers worked on this, because, like I said, it's just convoluted for the sake of being convoluted. And it's strange, it also has a very simplistic plot. Matt Damon's going after Tommy Lee Jones throughout this movie because Tommy Lee Jones had his father killed. Now, here's where it makes an issue. Tommy Lee Jones seems to have like no idea of how Jason Bourne will think. But at the same time, he tries to act like he does. Though he really doesn't. So it's like, wait, what? He killed Jason Bourne's dad to try and frame terrorists so Jason Bourne, or Matt Damon's character, even though he's not called Jason Bourne, so Matt Damon will join up to be part of this Black Ops team, to become Jason Bourne. Even though, supposedly, he doesn't know his next moves or how fanatical he'll take it or anything like that. It's like, for a guy who supposedly knows stuff, you don't know shit. And it's really, like I said, it's a simple revenge film, which doesn't help things whenever we've seen, there's already been a whole bunch of stupid revenge films as of late. Last movie we watched last week was a revenge film in all technicality, Star Trek Beyond.
Let's see, what did we watch last week?
Yeah, we watched Star Trek Beyond. And that's how forgettable that movie is. Like, if you don't think about it, I like, barely remember it. And that's how this movie is. Like, I can just tell you, Tommy Jones and some other guy who looks like every other, like, assassin they eventually sick on Jason Bourne, who's supposed to be, like, the main assassin he fights.
Pretty much the boss.
He isn't even the boss in a way. Like, Tommy Jones is technically the boss. He's, like, the hard-to-fight boss.
The boss you fight in a video game.
Yeah. Well, he's more like, the best way to describe him, Tommy Lee Jones is, well, this guy that he fights at the end is Subject 13, I think is what it is, from Dead or Alive 4. Dead or Alive 4 has this boss at the very end. She has a projectile move that can knock out a quarter or more of your health, and you can't block it. Literally, you beat her because you get lucky. She's the cheapest boss I've ever come across. Like Shao Kahn levels of cheap.
Of course. You just played that one game you were playing last night.
Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God sucks dicks.
With the bear, whatever, the boss thing.
I don't know what that was. It just had boss. Yeah,
everything trying to attack you like skunks.
Yeah, everything wanted to kill me in that game. But yeah, in here, like I said, it's a simple revenge film. And Tommy Lee Jones is trying to do stuff. This other guy is trying to kill Matt Damon. And Tommy Lee Jones is trying to let him kill Matt Damon. Even though Tommy Lee Jones, like the last dish, tries to recruit him, I guess it's an attempt to try and save his own life. I don't know. It fails miserably like you would think it would. And also, there is this other subplot going on that is setting up in other movies. This not Facebook guy is setting up this thing, and they're trying to get the information from it. Well, the CIA is. And the plot doesn't go anywhere in this movie. It's like, why is this thread here? It doesn't add anything. It's pointless to the movie. I mean, it's maybe going to be poignant to the story lines that are going to be in the other films, but it doesn't. It's not needed here. It's worse than filler. It's unnecessary fluff. I mean, this is beyond filler because the two times chase scenes, one which was kind of ruined by the trailers. And that's the other thing. This movie's ruined by these trailers. Because you see Matt Damon comes across Tommy Lee Jones. That happens at the end of the movie. Well, the fake out ending, because this movie has like 2 or 3 different endings. And I just... Hell, by the hour mark, I was checked out of this. I was just like, whatever, just end. Hurry up, come on. Hurry up. It's a very forgettable movie, and not only that, but it's just not a very good one. I mean, it doesn't help Paul Greengrass's marks of not knowing how to keep a camera steady. I know that's his shtick, but after a while, it distracts from the actual filmmaking. I mean, that doesn't help things. It's not the worst thing in the world. I know some people are probably not going to like it that much. To me, it's done moderately. It's almost as bad how Christopher Nolan did Batman Begins, because it was like a little too close, and it's like, I know you're trying to make us feel every punch and everything, but also didn't help this movie, just it lacked anything. Yeah. And honestly, the worst thing about this movie, it felt like a cash in. I mean, this lazy plot that tries to act like it's deeper than what it is, to make these two actor and a director work back together to do the same thing. It feels very much like what they make fun of in 22 Jump Street, when they're like, they're just trying to cash in and just make a sequel off of stuff because they were famous from the first thing. That's the only reason why they're trying to grab us again. Because the two characters from 21 Jump Street, Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum, are making that joke. It's like, and you think about that, like, y'all could have had anybody else, but you're bringing us back in for no reason. It's a funny joke, and it works against this movie. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of things that are not right or good about this movie. It's not very enjoyable. If it tells you something, I fell asleep a couple of times this movie, and I had plenty of sleep. I just, oh yeah, watch the movie. I tell myself, sit up straight. Nope. Sit up, stay up, watch it. But it's strange that I'm used to the convoluted shit, and there's not a whole lot of it in this. Though it tries to throw it at you, and it's like, no, it doesn't really work, because I can see through the layers of bullshit. So, but like I said, I'm kind of torn because there are some technically impressive things. The action scenes still, even though they are a little close, when they're allowed to breathe and when they're allowed to actually be shown, it looks rather well. It's not all in pitch black darkness, which is something pleasant, considering what we watched last week. I mean, there's some decent acting here and there. Julia Stiles phones it in about as much as possible, but she dies from 2 shots to the shoulder. Yeah, and because this is PG-13, instead of where you think, they'll shoot her in the head, like, they shoot her sort of in the back, but where it looks like it's like in the upper part of her back. It's like, you probably just broke a collarbone, if that. And then they show her where the kill shot is. It hits her like right here. It's like, I bet that just hurt. It hurts like hell, I'm pretty sure. She ain't dead. Unless she has some, like, severe allergic reaction to lead.
You're wrong.
Well, they should have just made it rated R. Or just go ahead and with the, like, he pops her in the head. And, you can do a quick cut and just have her, like, blood on her head where you can see where the bullet went in. That's all they need. It's one of those things where it's like, alright, what? Yeah, the performances are fine, even though the writing isn't very good. That's just an issue. And again, you could just see too much, cash in. Give us money. And it is telling to me that these last 2 movies, like, I'm used to assholes clapping at just about anything. Like, we even had one dickhead clapping at Ghostbusters. But, of course, it's the same woman that laughed at everything. Like, all but the opening crash, just, ah ha 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 ha. It sounded like a laugh track. I was like, I think she might be trolling, or she's actually really that stupid. But in Star Trek Beyond, nobody clapped during that. They're just like, movie's done, I guess. And this, I think everybody's just like, oh yeah, okay, I guess it's done now. Again, it doesn't help that it has like 3 or 4 different false endings. Like, it's like, $50, there's more! And it sets up a sequel. Just, I don't know. Like I said, I'm so torn at this movie. Like, walking out of it, I was really sure it's a 5. Like, it's a mediocre meh. And in fact, I still feel very meh. But more I'm talking about, more I'm kind of frustrated with it. And I'm not sure it's like, does the decent acting make up for it? Does the actually pretty decent action set pieces also make up for it? I don't know. I guess I'm just too much of a snob when it comes to terms of wanting good character development. Or give me a reason why do we need to watch Jason Bourne again? and also not dig up plot holes in an already convoluted series of movies. So I feel comfortable at a 4. I feel comfortable at 4. This might shoot down more if I think about it more, or it just infuriates me. Or if I see a longer cut where somebody added stuff and took out certain things that didn't need to be there. I don't know. Yeah. One recommendation, don't see this. It's not really worth it. If you just really love the Jason Bourne franchise, I don't think you're gonna enjoy this. I mean, I own everything but Bourne Legacy, and eventually I'm gonna get Bourne Legacy. I've been waiting for its price just to go down. I'm like, I get it was $5 at Walmart. It's
yet you wouldn't get Blues Brothers for $5.
That's because I tell myself I'm cheap. I have no money. That's my method of madness there.
And yeah, you splurge on everybody else.
It's my method of madness. What can I say?
Wait.
Don't question it, just deal with it. It's the best I can say.
I'm too sleepy to question.
Yeah. If you really want to see us, wait till it's on Redbox, or just rent it for a night, or if it's on demand, I guess you could maybe. But even then, I wouldn't spend a whole lot to go see this. It's not a god-awful movie, even though a 4 seems really bad. But it's an entirely forgettable film, and it's just, there's nothing to it. You're gonna forget as soon as you watch it. You bet. Okay, that was the way to kill 2 hours. But hey, that's my opinions on Bourne, Jason Bourne. I really want to call it Bourne something because that's what it is. But like I said, now it's going to be Jason Bourne 5286. Because they're going to suddenly start making him younger. Even though it's no, that shouldn't be right. But hey, that's that. I know you cannot just wait for next week. Because next week, we get the finale, our final movie from Warner Brothers DC Comics universe movies for this year.
Actually, I'm kind of curious.
I am too. I like David Ayer. I think it's how you say his name. He did Fury, which was fantastic. One of the best war and anti-war movies I've ever seen. Not kidding. He also did Sabotage. People didn't like that. I like Sabotage a lot. I thought it was fun. It was supposed to be a very, very dark movie and about very not nice people. He did something else that I liked. I can't remember what it is. But yeah, I'm curious about Suicide Squad, though. I'm really, really not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those, is it going to be good or it's going to suck? There's not going to be a middle
ground. I'm more just curious, how bad is this thing going to be? Is it going to be decent where it's or is it going to be right up there with Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel? Bad. Surprisingly, like we were talking about the other day, the Justice League movie and the Wonder Woman movie, the trailers don't make it look bad.
Yeah, that we have to do something about that and have to talk about that with all of you because we want to share our thoughts about that more in depth, and we don't want to attach it to Jason Bourne because don't give this movie any more credit than what it deserves. But yeah, next week, hopefully I will be able to bring this one along so that way we can go see Suicide Squad. If not, I will at least give you my opinions on it. So, until then, I will see you all later.